Happy Monday, Highland Oaks family. Pat Bills here. Just wanted to give you a quick devotional thought and update, especially as we are now sheltering in place. And what that means is we're not supposed to leave our home unless we're going to the grocery store or to the doctor or for any essential items that we might need. And one of the things that I have taken for granted is the ability to go outside and get some exercise, but it didn't even occur to me that there was one thing that was happening this summer, and the news has certainly hit this week about the Olympics. It's all of these athletes that have been training for weeks and months for this one moment in time. I saw one of our Olympic athletes interviewed the other night on the news, and they simply said, athletes are in a really tough spot. We have nowhere to train. We can't go outside. And I thought to myself, how awful that must be to not have a place to train. But then I thought about us as disciples of Jesus and Paul's instruction to Timothy to train himself to be godly. And what if this were the time that we were training? And it's not really to be cooped up, it's not to be shut down, but this is our opportunity to train ourselves to be godly. What would that mean? What would that look like? Well, to be godly, according to Jesus, is pretty simple. You love God and you love people more than yourself. So let's think about that for a moment. How could you train yourself to love God in deeper ways as you shelter yourself in place and stay quarantined at home? How many of you developed a new prayer rhythm? And maybe it's waking up and you do a daily devotional, or at night you're gathering around the dinner table and maybe you're giving thanks for something in particular, or maybe you've been moved to pray for people specifically, people on the front lines, people in our church family, people in your own family. Church, Paul says to train yourself to be godly. And I think this could be the time, this could be the training ground where we really try to reach out and love God in even more intentional ways. And training ourselves to love our neighbors, you may think, well, how's that even possible while I'm just stuck in my house and the only way I can love somebody is from a distance? Well, perhaps that's the point. It is that we need to be looking for ways to love our neighbors even more intentionally. And I love how one minister said last week, perhaps the best way you can love your neighbor is to stay home and abide by whatever these local officials say is the best way to flatten the curve of this virus. So Highland Oaks, train yourself to be godly. And let me leave you with one thought. One of my favorite authors, John Ortberg, says there is an enormous difference between training and trying. You can try to be godly, but it's a whole different matter to train yourself to be godly. So I want to encourage you, I want to invite you, I want to challenge you through these next few days and upcoming weeks, however long this takes. Let's train ourselves to be godly. Let's rise up and become the church.